Hey guys, what is going on? With Astralis winning the recent Eleague Premier event, thought it was a good excuse to make another Astralis video. You'll complain I make too many of them, so here's another one. I'm going to focus on Dev1ce and how he played this second map against Team Liquid, really having quite a stunning CT performance, playing a very good role outside and in that secret area. So I'm going to talk about what he does, but first I want to talk about a little bit about the T side of Astralis, and particularly how they take the B side. Obviously, quite a troublesome site to try and plant the bomb. I often see teams trying to smoke the bomb as they try and go into this site. And we're going to see right now exactly how Astralis swarm this bomb site and make sure they have control of basically 2 of the 3 entrances onto the site. Because if we think about B site in general, it has obviously the squeaky door we've seen that Glaive has just gone through right now to get through into this position. Obviously, you have the ramp area where Astralis pushed through, and then that decon area, which we're going to see actually saw smoked off a second ago. And Astralis like to have control at least 2 of these, so they know where to focus their firepower and have pretty solid control, so they only basically have to watch the other entrance. And we'll see another example of this in a second, but I like the discipline of Astralis in this one. So the flank comes in from Taco, Glaive gets taken out. We see the map control is very limiting right now for Astralis. They have this position where Dev1ce is, so he doesn't have good control of that door area. Same with HLTV, he's kind of on the site. They don't have as much control as they'd really like, so they decide to turn around. That's basically what this round's going to focus on. Obviously, Dev1ce, great patience, great awareness to watch behind the ramp area, but they're going to basically just leg it all the way up here. Small thing, dropping the bomb for Dev1ce as he's running up. HLTV can go first, Dev1ce can try and trade and plant the bomb. So it's very simple overall, but that's just basically a precursor I'm going to talk about in a second. So not the most successful round as far as entries are concerned from Astralis, but notice how they didn't have 2 of those entries on lockdown. They could only get the ramp area pretty much after they killed Taco on the flank. So they decided to book it back to A, understanding the rotations from Team Liquid. And they're going to win this after plan eventually. Dev1ce does get 1. I'll let you guys just watch it. HLTV trades him quite nicely. A nice after plant there from Astralis. So what does it look like when there is a little bit of resistance from Team Liquid, but Astralis is relatively successful with the entries? We're going to see 1 entry in this particular round, and the rest of Liquid are a little bit slower to rotate. And we're going to see exactly how Astralis set up. They're incredibly patient, and again, Dev1ce does play a critical role in this. The whole team does, really. I'm just using this as an excuse to talk about this, just because I don't want to make the whole video about the CT side. But I think it's very interesting, something that's worth understanding, how they take the B side of Nuke. Site, as I said, very difficult to hold sometimes. So as they get the first entry onto Eleague, notice how they split up here, getting a lot of control of the map, exactly what I was talking about. They have 100% secured this double door area. Obviously, Dupree is pushed even further, taking out this area, so there's no one lurking around here, going to apply pressure to Dev1ce. We've got Glaive, who is coming out the decon area, so that's fully clear right now, and he's going to push up and get aggressive into positions, notice, where they can fight the ramp area. The one spot they don't have full control of. Glaive doing a very good job, thorough job of clearing all these rafters areas, if that's what you want to call it. And notice the positionings they get themselves into is so that Team Liquid are all going to be funneled straight through this ramp position. HLTV is going to get himself in a position to watch Secret, as we're going to see. He walks in there successfully. Dev1ce is about to swap with Magisk to watch this vent area. So there's another rotation point cut off. So that's basically getting this decon on double door area is now impossible, basically, unless you come to the ramp. So they're very thorough, waiting for a reaction from Team Liquid as well. Notice they've had this site for so long. No one's playing the bomb. They want to make sure everything is locked down. Everyone knows what they're doing, and everyone's going to be in a position where, if necessary, they can come and fight this ramp area where they funneled the CTs too. Because basically, coming down vent in this scenario is very difficult against Dev1ce. HLTV has found himself in an awkward angle up here, trying to find anyone trying to rotate in. And Glaive's going to find this first site, because Liquid, they need some information. What's going on now? We've started to move around, we've been pushed in certain directions. Naf's going to peek out, lose the first fight to Glaive. And this is when Dupree's going to decide he's going to plant the bomb in the smoke still, thrown out by Magisk. And Magisk, again, because of the freedom given by HLTV and Dev1ce, he's able to fight wherever he wants to. He decides in this scenario, obviously they're trying to funnel the CTs through ramps, so he's going to Molotov off one of those entrances to make things easy as possible. Taco's been lurking around. They didn't check that box, actually. One little oversight, perhaps, or they maybe preferred that, but I think he catches them in the back. They should probably have checked that. We're going to go back to Dev1ce, because that's what I've titled the video. I don't want to lie to anyone. He's going to find himself in a position once no one starts fighting, or no one starts coming out vent, or Twist does, but he wants to fight over here to take out Taco. Notice how he's very quick to swing, where a lot of the action has come in from Taco and that other player, Naf, on ramp. And he obviously is very aware of that position as well, coming down vent. He wants to watch that, but notice how patient he is about that, making sure no one is rotating down. Twist does a good job actually catching him off guard, still wins the fight. And I just love the patience overall from Astralis in this one, because the B site can be very tricky to plan on. There's lots of angles you can try and attack from, and I just love how they take 2 of the 3 entrances, get themselves in very strong positions where their teammates are open to fight this particular area of the map, fight the ramp area, where you notice everyone except Twist was coming from, because they knew it's very hard for us to rotate outside. Don't know where HLTV is or any player lurking out there. So it's just a great little overall B hit. And something I see a lot of teams struggling with is getting those hits in towards the B and successfully planting the bomb. So I love the patience from Astralis. And yeah, just a nice little bit of information as we move on to Dev1ce destroying everyone on the CT side. I actually just noticed in editing, I missed a little thing. It's about why Dev1ce turns away from that vent and almost gets caught out by Twist. And Zipex is probably a better example of this, is because at this high level of play, when one CT attacks on the CT side, it often means the rest of them are going to come in as well, try and all swarm this bomb site together, cause confusion from the T side. Maybe Dev1ce turns away a little bit early because that vent area is quite close, but Zipex is a great example because no one's going to be coming through that secret entrance so late when the rest of the Liquid squad is already hitting a ramp. It's just not going to be viable. It's going to be way too far away for the rest of the action. So that's why he turns away. And it's a great example of not being too cautious of the flank, which I see some players struggle with. Let's just explaining that quickly. And now we're actually going to really talk about how Dev1ce destroys the CT side of Nuke. Now, as I'm sure most of you are aware, Dev1ce plays a very consistent brand of Counter-Strike. He's always calculated where he can escape from with his AWP, what peaks he's going to take, what angles are available to him. You're not going to see flashy B-hop kills or crazy stuff as much as if you watch like a simple POV, for example. But this is a more stable way, and a way that I would recommend playing because most of us or all of us aren't simple. And it's a very intelligent way. So obviously he gets into this secret area. One way to AWP out is obviously the most common position for an AWPer to play, and that's basically where Dev1ce spends most of his time throughout this Liquid matchup. So obviously he knows right now he only has to worry about Silo because there hasn't been any smokes come in until this point here where they could be attacking this outside red container and getting down to a position where they could be fighting him. And notice he moves to an angle where he can very easily fall away. And this is one of the, might seem strange because it is such close range, but it's one of the safest positions to AWP on Nuke. Get this first kill, fall away to this next corner, and you've basically got angle after angle after angle you can fall away from. You can see, even if I pause it now, you can fall away. This next one, there's another angle right there. He can run all the way down there if he feels like he still has his Molotov or can drop a smoke and has more time to run into that ditch behind him. Or in this scenario, you notice he just Molotovs, gets that opening kill. He's not overextending. He's on an angle, very hard to kill him. And he can just fall away once again to all these different angles, which is why this actually unders area is a very strong place to play the AWP if the other team does hit the secret area. However, the rest of the Team Liquid are coming back to try and throw some utility over here, basically towards the upper side, giving away that they are in this hut kind of area. Magic's getting blinded. Actually managed to pull Zipex off the ramp position. But notice what Dev1ce does right now, is he actually moves himself into this little, down the stairs. I don't know what I was calling a ditch before, but you guys all knew what I meant. He's in a position to fight both areas of the map and rotate back up that vent or whichever way he wants to move. He's really opening his options rather than if he could potentially get caught off again if they came down vent. Again, a hit could potentially come down vent, so he moves himself into a safer position. Turns out being a ramp hit, so again, because he's moved himself onto these stairs, so to get this position, find the bomb in Nitro, which can trigger the rotations from the rest of the Astralis side, because they know this is a B hit. I've stopped the bomb. And notice how right now, he is attacking this, but that's because his teammates are rotating. You think, okay, they're getting down to the door area. Magic has rotated in. Dupree now has the door, so Dev1ce can very safely just cover anyone trying to jump in this area. And after that, it's not really rocket science. He plays the rest of his team, eventually actually giving up the plant. They obviously, you notice again, Liquid are trying to fight that door area. Molotov it off, so there's not as many angles to watch. Bomb planner is found in Twist. Dev1ce able to come out and get the defuse. It's very simple, again, falling back down this unders area with the AWP, but he does a great job of finding that early information, especially with the bomb coming first in from Liquid, and staying alive for as long as possible. Notice he gets attacked from multiple directions. He's still alive at the end of this, and he's doing a great job of getting information for his team. One thing I wanted to quickly point out is notice last time Dev1ce was Molotoved off this angle, and that's why, because if he's able to peek up behind that red position, he can just get that first kill when you're all the way back far red. He can fall away to the next angle we saw before. Notice it's the exact same angle we saw previously, using his Molotov a little bit earlier. So that's why the Molotov always comes in from the T side that we saw used previously, because it forces Dev1ce back to this next angle, basically just takes one angle he can play away from him, basically. Because if that smoke wall comes in, doesn't have to worry about silo, he can peek up red very confidently, get that first kill. So that's the importance of that Molotov on the T side. Just thought I'd chuck that in again, because I love chucking in random information. Just like everyone else, Dev1ce also plays outside, playing angles such as this one commonly used, where you try and look for any early silo aggression from the T side, playing in garage and stuff. But I think most of us understand how to play those positions. We've seen lots of players do it over and over again. One thing I want to talk about though is this CT box position, which can be quite powerful getting information depending on what's going on with your team. You notice Glaive fights outside here. Dupree is able to actually be quite confident that Annex is still covered, despite the fact that Glaive's able to has to fall away back towards this CT position here. You got Dupree, very confident that his Annex is still covered. Magisk is there as well on the A side. But Dev1ce has a good line here to get some information. See if anyone's trying to push outside. This is a very slight angle where if they don't smoke you off the T side, You can get a lot of information that anyone's trying to cross this secret area without really being spotted. And it's very hard to kill an AWPer because the CT box is so far away. We're going to see in a second, once he does get information, he can react accordingly. Swing wide to try and cross or try and punish them, especially in this scenario where it's not all smoked off. Or if it becomes some kind of A split where they try and get into Annex, he can call Dupree back over, say, hey, they're pushing outside here. He's able to swing wide. He gets all the kills in this particular scenario. You can see the players trying to jump in here to punish Dupree. Dev1ce has to try and fight two angles at once. Not much space for him to move around. And Dev1ce is like, fellas, I got your back. You don't have to worry about Annex anymore. It's a lockdown. Worry about anyone potentially coming out hut. And you can see they just keep peeking him. So far away, so hard to win that fight with a rifle. And it makes that spot so incredibly powerful. But that is about it, guys. As per usual, I love all your comments and your feedback. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you did. And I'll catch you all in the next one.